March 2nd, 2023, City of College Park Council, City Manager. It has been a profound honor and privilege to serve the City of College Park since 2007 as a City Council member and your mayor. However, effective immediately, I must resign my position. This morning, a news story dropped that due to my association with the individual involved and having worked with them in the past, and having talked about them on my show, having, you know, worked with them since I was, you know, still in high school, morally, I feel like it is important for me to talk about something that just happened. Definitely since I've talked about this person on my show. I've talked about me working with them before, so I think it's important.
Xander Young American got a Tier 3 subscription to help fund the Ukraine trip. Highly unlikely that I Tier 3 again though, so just a heads up there, smiley face.
So thank you so much for the Tier 3. We don't have a lot of Tier 3 subs in site chat, so I do appreciate it. I really do. And thanks for considering the trip. And Chisel, thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate that in gutter chat, even if it's in gutter chat. So okay, this is really weird. This is oh man, this is like the weirdest crossing over of my political life, my personal emotions, and having talked about it on stream before, my career stuff. So this is gonna be a really weird moment, so you got to let me just talk about it, like lead up to it, because it's pretty I'm still pretty freaked out. I've felt pretty bad all day about this. So when I was about 15 or 16 years old, this man was elected mayor of my city. It was back in, I think, 2015. He's been mayor for about 8 years now. A little bit into his mayoralship, I think it was his first re-election campaign or something along those lines, I was introduced to him. I was starting to get my first interest in real local politics, instead of just like the national stuff that most people concentrate on because of the death of local news and just the lack of engagement locally. When, you know, most politics are local, concentrate in local politics. I really fundamentally believe this. And so my grandmother sees my interest in local politics growing, and so she decides to contact the mayor. He takes some time out of his day to come over to my house while I'm still in high school and talk to me about politics. And let me be 100% honest with you, I did not know much of what I was talking about. I was really still trying to ground my feet, definitely when it comes to local politics. And I think he could tell that. And he offered me a lot of advice. And I looked at his agenda compared to the agenda of the other people who were running for the office, and I decided to join his campaign as just like a, you know, as a door knocker. And through that, I had become friends with this person. I genuinely considered them a friend. And then eventually, next time around, I even was involved in managing his campaign. I wasn't managing finances or anything, but mostly volunteers. But I was, according to him, I was the campaign manager. I didn't do any of the financial stuff, not a ton of the technical stuff, but I managed some people. And I was very proud of what I did on his campaign, because he won re-election, even if he was popular enough to win with or without me, if I'm being completely honest. And so I went over to Ukraine, and I didn't talk to him much. I was less involved in local politics just because I was so invested in the war. And I came back and I got lunch with him on February 3rd, and we had a very nice conversation. We talked about his achievements while in office and the memories we had and what we've been up to and stuff like that. And I was listening to him talk about possible future endeavors he was going to go on into. And so that was the last time I talked to him. And on February 17th, a social media account tied to him, that has been tied to him by authorities, was discovered, that led to a raid on it. So not a raid, but an arrest of him. And he has been charged with 56 counts of possession and distribution of child pornography. Now, all day, I have felt utterly and completely sick. I don't know how to exactly process all these feelings and these things that are coming to me. This is somebody that I very much trusted. When I was first even discovering my own, you know, sexuality, he was one of the people that I actually even first told, because I looked to him as kind of like an inspiration as the mayor. So I had a lot of trust in this person. It's part of the reason why I worked on his campaign. And so it's been so weird today. It's surreal. I don't think I've even processed it. I mean, when I found out, I had just woke up on the couch. I had passed out on the couch last night. I was watching Hunter x Hunter. Because of course I had to, I don't know why I mentioned that, but I don't know, it's a great show. And I'd passed out on the couch, and I woke up at like 7 a.m. or something with the person I'm living with saying, Dylan, look. And then I just barely woke up. I'm like getting all the, you know, the crust out of my eyes and looking at the TV, and they replayed it, and they were showing a segment on the news, on the news about the local stuff that's going on about the mayor getting arrested, and I didn't know how to process it. I don't know if I still even processed it. I don't even know what to think about it. So I'm just going to tell you like the facts of the matter, and then we can read the resignation letter, and I'll just say whatever I can even think of saying. So he's been charged with 56 counts of possession and distribution of child pornography. Police seem to have indicated that it doesn't seem to be that he produced this content, which, I mean, already, it's very bad, but that's a slight consolation, I guess. And it was found because on a social media account connected to him, he was posting the content. I think that's where the distributing part comes in. Police are still working to identify the children in the photographs, and it seemed to be interactions, according to police, between adult men and young boys. I haven't seen much reaction from other local political figures. It's just mostly shock, it seems like, and all of them saying, we put trust in our public officials, this is a violation of that trust, or we're waiting for the investigation to finish. And of course, more than anything, I do need to emphasize, I'm waiting for the investigation to finish, because who knows, but it seems, I don't think there's going to be a magic star moment here. I really have never been like slapped in the face when it comes to you thought you knew somebody more than I have right now. Because this is somebody who, you know, invited people over for dinner and lunch at his home and was very nice to everybody. And I mean, I met their husband, and I can't even imagine, with assuming a lack of knowledge, I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. Not to even mention the status of the victims, which we have no clue. Of the people who were on the photographs that were being distributed and were in possession. It's so insane, man. I felt like I needed to mention something because I've talked about the times that I campaigned with this person before on stream. They have been a part of my life in some way or another for well over like 5 years now. And I'm just kind of in complete shock. We'll read the resignation letter now. Fuck, man, I can't even look at them. We'll read the resignation letter now. And then I guess I'll give final thoughts, because I don't know what else to really say. March 2nd, 2023, City of College Park Council, City Manager. It has been a profound honor and privilege to serve the City of College Park since 2007 as a City Council member and your mayor. However, effective immediately, I must resign my position. On February 28th, 2023, a search warrant was executed on my residence as part of an ongoing police investigation. I have cooperated fully and will continue to cooperate with law enforcement. While this investigation does not involve any official city business of any kind, it is in the best interest of our community that I step aside and not serve as a distraction. I have great trust in the ability of Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell, the City Councilor, and our staff to carry forward what we have accomplished. Many of you have already reached out with well wishes and thoughts, and I am eternally grateful. I am stepping away to deal with my own mental health. I ask that you continue to keep me and my family in your prayers. Sincerely, Patrick L. Wohan. Man. I guess the first thing I would say is, you think you know someone, but that ain't always the case. That when it comes to these types of crimes, it's not as simple as, you know, oh, that guy just seemed creepy, or oh, that person was lurching outside of the schoolyard. It's never that simple, as much as I think media sometimes wants to portray it as that simple. The people who interact with this type of disgusting content are more times often than not extremely inconspicuous and extremely difficult to pick out of a crowd. There's not a little sound in their voice. There's not a glimmer in their eye. There isn't a secret like badge that their symbol that they flash at each other. They're a lot more inconspicuous than that. Obviously, I didn't know. If I did, I would have gone to the authorities immediately. And if found guilty, and this all ends up to be as it seems, then I believe that he should serve the time for his crimes that is appropriate. When it comes to accountability, even if it's the people that I have a friendship with or working relationship with, or they're in a person of a position of power, the thing that should mark our society and show it to be of quality is the fact that we hold everyone accountable to the same laws and don't allow them to get away with a type of disgusting behavior like this. You need to hold your public officials accountable for the laws that everyone else is held accountable to. That includes people who are your friends, and that also includes people who are elected officials. I hope the children that were on said photographs are all found to be safe and sound. I hope that whoever committed these crimes, whether it is found to be Patrick Wohan, or we find out that whoever touched it, we have no clue, that they're all brought to justice, and that accountability is not just quartered off to those who don't have the means to dig out of it, either positions of power or money or influence. The police said that there will likely be more charges than the already 56 counts. I don't know what those charges will be. I don't know if it will be more counts of possession, more counts of distribution. I don't know if it will be something else completely unrelated. I have no idea. The whole city is kind of shook and shocked right now, and I feel like my trust has been very deeply violated. And so I felt like it was important for me to at least mention this on stream, considering that, you know, I've been involved within this campaign work before, and I've known this man for 5 or 6 years, and I've talked about them on stream before. Anyway, man. I'll be a little bit of a cunt, and I will say this. It's that easy, Rage Against the War Machine rally. It's that simple, right? That's all it takes. Like, once you hear that it's happened, boom, that's simple, okay? It's not that hard. You don't need to delay it for weeks and weeks and weeks and find some way to still maintain it. Okay. I got nothing else to say about this. Unless anybody has any questions, then we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up there. What do you guys think? I'm so sorry you couldn't have known, but everyone please think of these children and their families. I'm a survivor of child molestation. It never goes away. So think of these children, they endured and go through it. Hope to find all the children, those responsible for the harm. Love you, Dylan. Stay strong. I feel the same way. I don't really talk about it that often, but it is known that, you know, when I was young, I had certain things done to me that, you know, were very wrong to be doing to a child of that age. And the robbing of that type of innocence is really a crime that is unforgivable. So unforgivable, man. Anyway, that's it. That's it. I got nothing else to say about it. Okay. That's enough of that. As your friendship, it's never a black and white case. The person you consider a friend is the side in the light and you see is good. The part of the person that stayed in the dark outside of the light. Don't feel guilty if you feel friendship to the person that wasn't hidden. Man. I hope whatever caused him to do this, he gets all of the necessary treatment to get rid of this sickness. Not just because, oh, like, this is a person I knew and I've seen them do good things or whatever, but, like, fuck, man. I just don't want any other children to get hurt.